how much protein do you need each day to build maximum muscle fast? Doing right, are your deltoids popping? What protein do you eat, bruh? What, do you do lateral del raises, bruh? How do you get the delts to pop? Hormones, all right? Hormones is what changes our body, our voice, androgenic things, our hair, our jaw, just our masculine features. That's androgenic, okay? And this is androgenic, right? You don't see this in women unless women take anabolic androgenic steroids. And then you have anabolic steroid effect, that is growth, okay? So growth is estrogen, just things get bigger, like bigger boobs, okay? Bigger boobs isn't androgenic, that's anabolic. So androgenic is masculinizing features. It's hair loss or hair gain, voice gets deeper, cock gets, clit gets, you know what I mean? Androgenic. So if you want bigger delts, it's androgenic effects. Now, the whole fitness industry, which is basically a bunch of guys and girls who inject steroids behind the scenes, lie about it or half-truth it to market protein powder, Athtren X programs, supplements, etc., peptides, all right? And they get their results from taking anabolic and androgenic steroids. And you can tell people this till you're black and blue in the face, but people just don't want to believe the truth. Oh, but Athtren X doesn't take steroids. Jeff Nippard wouldn't take Depot. No. These are nice guys. It's only the Russian guy in Rocky IV who took steroids, and Lance Armstrong, and that's about it. Okay? If you look at my physique and my voice and my face, things changed when I started experimenting with AAS, anabolic and androgenic steroids. Okay? Totally transformed me. You see it in all the crew out there. You see it in Jeff Nippard, you saw it in Ziz, you saw it in Athtren X, you see it in Simnet Nutrition, you see it in the vegan crew and the non-vegan crew, okay? All of us who have taken anabolics a certain amount, we have experienced androgenic side effects, okay? It's like we've hit a second puberty, all right? You have, let's say you're 13, 14, 15, you hit puberty. What happens? We get a surge of anabolic and androgenic effects in the body, okay? That's what happens. The voice cracks. The balls drop. You get deeper voice. Maybe if you're Greg Douchet, that comes later. No, I'm so Greg, just banter. You know what I mean? And Greg Douchet, look at Greg Douchet as a natty, and look at him as a fake natty. You know? And look at him now and just on TRT, trend replacement therapy. And it's the dosages, guys and girls. 50 milligrams of Tren a week, I'm not recommending it, transforms your look if you're lean. Just 50 milligrams, okay? People think he's not using Tren because he's not 200 kilos, 1% body fat. Tren is so powerful. I've used it. It is, boom, it's the king, okay? I'm not saying you use it. I'm just saying 50 milligrams, 10 milligrams for some people of Tren a week is going to create some noticeable changes if you're already lean. If you're fat, you just get bigger fat. You can't tell. But if you're lean, then things will pop quicker, okay? So these things are being used by millions and millions of people. All your favorite influencers are using them, okay? So it's not the protein. You see it in the mainstream media. How much protein for maximum muscle? What's the best? How many reps? Is it 8 reps or 10 reps or 12 reps? What's the best hypertrophy protocols? And then we have this back and forth on Reddit, blah, 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 blah. You know? It's the anabolics that these people are taking. And just look what happens when they hop off cycle. They got 20 years of training, and then the body goes, the muscles go, the definition goes, okay? It's the hormones. It's 80% hormones, 20% training nutrition, okay? And that nutrition isn't protein. That nutrition is water, creatine, and carbohydrates. Because when the muscles pop like this is the sugar, the hydration in the muscle. This isn't protein, all right? You get a piece of meat. Let's say you pull my arm off me. Give it back, please. Pull it off. Pull out my bicep. Put it in a dehydrator tray, an Excalibur 9 tray. Put it in that dehydrator. Cook it in a dehydrator, so it's raw, enzymes. And my bicep goes from here to flat sheet of paper. We take all the water and sugar out, don't we? And the protein's still in there. The protein hasn't changed, but that muscle is now flat. So why do we focus on protein, protein, protein? Because the industry, protein's fucking cheap. It's industrial waste product. Whey product is industrial whey product is industrial waste product. Okay? So it's cheap. So they put it out there. Whey protein is a side waste product from the cheese manufacturing industry. Okay, from dairy industry. It's a waste product. Instead of pumping it in the oceans, they can pay. They go, hang on, we can just scoop it up, put it in a lightweight, shippable, expensive product, and ship it out to people who think it's the protein that makes people. And then they use steroid users on the packaging, the sticker. Got some bro jacked 3D delts. Hey, this is my protein powder. It ain't protein, kids. It's anabolics. Okay, I've done the experiments. You do your body, your choice. You do your experiments. This is facts. That's the deal. So it's not protein. So it's mostly the nutrition part. The 80% is hormones. About the nutrition and training, that's 20%. That's 20%. 100%. That's 20%. 100%. That's 20%. So it's 80% hormones, man. And look at people go, no, Harley, you're wrong. And you've never ever used real anabolics, but you're telling me I'm wrong. That's like people tell me. Doing a video in Thailand, and they're like, he's not in Thailand. That's not Thailand. I've never been to Thailand, but that's not Thailand. I wouldn't know, but that's my opinion. Remember those videos people make? He's not in Thailand. It's like, bro, this is the airport. It's pretty hard to fake Bangkok airport, man. Just saying. You remember those days, those videos? He's not in Australia. Koalas are native to Los Angeles. But people have their opinion, man, and they suffer for it. So it's anabolics. And I'm not saying to take them, but let's be realistic. Stop chasing the aesthetic of fake natties and thinking you can get that as a natty. That 3D, ripped, shredded look. You know, maybe on one muscle group, some freaks can have that, for sure. For sure, definitely. You know, like I see people have calf muscles that is just genetic. They don't train. They don't fucking train. And you look at their mum and their dad, and one of the parents has got these freaky calves that they got from their parents, and it gets passed down. Okay, so there's that genetic thing. It's just like height. Okay, I'm 6 foot, 6'1". That come down from my mum and her family. Okay, genetics. Okay, genetics. So your height by age 18, that's generally going to be set, isn't it? Unless you get a tumor in there and get like a Tony Robbins growth spurt. But by 18, your muscles in your legs, how big your calves naturally are, that's set. You can take as much steroids as you want, your calves aren't going to grow much more. Because calves, the lower body, has a set limit of androgen receptors. The upper body is almost unlimited, almost unlimited. That's why you see guys who get on the sauce, train, get swole. Look at Athlean X. Athlean X is a great example. Athlean X, swole upper body, and you look at his lower body, and you're like, damn, the dude missed leg day for the last 2 decades. But he doesn't. He trains legs. But the steroids, you can take all the steroids you want. Your legs won't grow that much. The upper body does. And Athlean X, he's got that. He's on test, a little bit of trend. Who definitely will be using some Deca, and I would say oxandrolone / Winstrol, and maybe sometimes a bit of GH. All right, if you know, you know. Okay. I've been around anabolic steroids since 1997. I don't recommend them. I'm just saying this is my opinion here based on personal experience. So there you go. So stop chasing an aesthetic. That is, these days, even now we've got AI coming. AI's here now. So yeah, it's not the protein. You see people out there, giving themselves an increased cancer risk by consuming dairy and meat and all this stuff and excess estrogen from eating all these chicken parts. And they're trying to chase this physique. That girl got their physique from anabolic steroids. And people, no, that's so wrong. No. Just Dunning-Kruger. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect. People just think they know more about a topic than they do, but they've never been to Thailand. They've never used genuine prescription grade, pharmaceutical grade, anabolic steroids. I have. So I can speak from personal experience. Again, not recommending it, just saying this is the facts. It's 80% hormones, man. 80% hormones. I grew, my arms, my definition grew more in 3 months, 2-3 months of pinning, pharmaceutical prescription grade juice. 2-3 months grew more than me training for 20 years. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. You know what I mean? 20 years training, you'll grow more in 2 to 3 months if you're a rapid responder to AAAS. That's the facts, okay? That is the facts. And people again will say, no, it's not true because I've got a friend and he's really jacked and he's got 3D. He doesn't use steroids because he's a really nice guy. And he would tell me, I wouldn't hang out with anyone because he uses steroids. And that's why your friend lies to you, because your friend knows you can't handle the facts, okay? So then you go and type it online. I've got a friend. Oh, my friend's a bricklayer and he's really jacked. He wouldn't use steroids. I know. And that's why you don't have results, because you believe in fucking fairy tales. And I'm not trying to sound like a cunt or douchebag saying that. I'm just saying, I was like you back in the day. I used to think that, you know, the pro swimmers didn't use EPO. Pro swimmers would never use drugs. Pro cyclists, we're all into health. The runners, the Africans, they just run for fun. It's not because they're running for poverty. No. A Kenyan who earns $500 a day picking corn, working 7 days a week for $500, a year, we would never take EPO for the chance to win $10,000 or $500,000 in prize money for winning a Boston Marathon. They would never do that. No. They would never do that. Living in La La Land. $500 a day is what that's a day. I made $500 this morning selling shoes. I make $500,000 a day just flipping shoes. Profits, net profits. The Canyon, we're going to eat apple flies here, boy. Here we go. Vapor flies, all right. I make insane money selling these things. Getting from the outlets, 90 to 100 bucks Aussie, flip for 200, 250. You know. Anyway, so Nike, we use the Kenyans and Ethiopian runners to endorse this product that we make in China, okay? That's how it works. And the world records are set in this shoe, okay? And the world records are set with anabolic steroids, EPO, etc. It is impossible to run the times that the big dogs run as a mere mortal with natural hemoglobin levels. Absolutely impossible. And again, it's easy to sell the lie because the average person goes, no, that's not true. They don't use drugs. They do testing. My friend's cousin's next neighbor went to Olympics and they're a really nice person. They would never use any drugs to prove their importance. I refuse to believe someone who's paid to perform would take drugs to help them perform. I refuse to believe that, Harley. That doesn't sound illogical at all. I've got a headache. Give me a paracetamol. You know what I mean? I'm tired. Give me a coffee. That's not performance-enhancing drugs. It just helps me work better at work. Gives me better performance. Anyway, so this is the reality. You see, I get excited and hyped up about this stuff. This is the facts, gang. This is the facts. So yeah, anyway, that's reality. That's what we're living in. All right. So you have Kenyans taking EPO to win races, so they can have money to buy a car and a house, put their kids through a school, escape poverty. You have social media people who want to have a Ferrari to hide their insecurities. So they take steroids, lie about it, and sell you nutrition programs and sell you protein powders and say, oh, don't have sugar, don't have processed foods because it's refined. But here's my new protein powder, 20% off. Use my code. Well, the protein powder is refined processed. Oh, but there's protein, so it gets an exception. You fucking hypocrites. So, you know what, just saying. So that's the deal. But yeah, realize real lies. And once you go into that path of anabolics, real anabolics, not some fake shit from some dude at the gym who's just going to rip you off. I'm talking going to your doctor, getting a prescription test. Okay? Not saying to do it. I'm just saying this is what I did. Going to the docs, getting prescription grade test, pinning that myself, knowing exactly what dosages, knowing exactly what I'm doing, getting guidance from guys who've been doing it for 20 plus years, and just seeing the changes. Even my grandma said, my mum showed her a picture of me, or I saw her for lunch, so, whatever it was. This is like a long 8-9 years ago or something. And my grandma said to my mum, Harley's finally become a man. Thanks, Nan. Wow, Harley's finally become a man. You know what I mean? That was just after 4 weeks of injectable tests, prescription from the doc. 4 weeks of 250 milligram a week, which is a pretty, low dose for a lot of people. 4 weeks, my grandma said. My grandma has zero idea. Rest in peace, Nan. She has zero idea about anabolics. And after 4 or 5 weeks, she says, Harley, His voice has changed. He finally looks like a man. He's become a man. I hit puberty at like, what year was that? 34, 35 or something. No, as you 36, 37. 36, 37, I hit my second puberty. So that's just a reality deal, gang. These before and after transformations, that's what they're doing. I'm not saying you should do it, but it's important to understand what's going on. Anyway, that's the wrap up. Thanks for watching. How much protein do you need? It's hormones, gang. Carbs build the glycogen and the hydration, and that gives the muscle the pop. It's not protein. You can eat all the protein in the world until your gut's fat and bloated and your digestion stinky and blocked up. You will not grow a single gram of muscle, okay? That is hormones that do that, and carbohydrates and water, and training get a